What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I want to talk about something that I noticed that's very interesting in the Japanese version of the Xenoverse 2 trailer. Now, in case you have not seen it, the only difference is they show off a small clip of the Time Patrol flying into the new hub world, and then two, they show Trunks at the end saying, "Even so I'm ... which is basically what I just played. Well, actually, I mashed up the English trailer with the Japanese one, but I feel like what it's pointing to is a major feature to the story mode. Now, let's go ahead and just backtrack for a second. The one thing that I really wanted in Xenoverse 1 was being able to change the timeline and seeing what kind of repercussion it has throughout the story. For example, let's say Raditz kills Piccolo instead, and then Piccolo goes to Kenkai, or he probably doesn't even get reborn back, for example, and now they have no Piccolo, or even like, what if, you know, Vegeta kills Frieza on Planet Namek, and now Vegeta becomes the next villain. Like, small changes can have drastic impacts on the timeline, and I really wanted to see that in Xenoverse 1. But unfortunately, not to knock the Xenoverse 1 story, we didn't get that. Instead, the story that we got in Xenoverse 1 was, hey, go back in timeline, fix it, and make sure that the outcome is right. Goku needs to die against Raditz, Frieza needs to kill Vegeta, and then so on, so on, so on. Obviously, Toa and Mira, and as well as Demigra were back there in the timelines, just changing stuff around, and you have to fix it. But this time around in Xenoverse 2, I have a strong gut feeling, and by the way, it's just a gut feeling, this is not a confirmation, I think it's just me speculating based off the stuff that I've been noticing in the promo, in the press. I have a strong gut feeling that in Xenoverse 2, that is exactly what's going to happen. You'll actually be able to change the timelines. Now, I mentioned this already twice in the past week. I mentioned it in my initial breakdown video. I mentioned it in my second video that I talked about when they released the scans for the game's release date window. I talked about how there's a possibility that there's going to be that feature where you can actually change the timelines and see what kind of impact it has. So, for example, one thing I noticed is they have a big focus on the scene where Trunks is standing next to a dead Gohan in the future. And then the next scene that they show off is Bardock versus Frieza. Well, what if in Xenoverse 2, for whatever reason, whether it's Demigra or Toa and Mira or a brand new villain, or even like, you know, from the good guys, from like Trunks or Supreme Kai of Time, what if they're actually manipulating time in their favor this time? So, for example, like arriving just in time before future Gohan dies, or maybe even saving Bardock from getting killed by Frieza. What kind of impacts would that have? Well, let's look at, for example, now if Bardock does not get killed by Frieza, the only logical explanation is I could see him going off the train and then kill Frieza, and then that never happens in that timeline. Imagine a future where Goku never has to go to Namek, and I guess no one else has to go to Namek and get strong, go Super Saiyan and all that stuff, and fight Frieza. Or another one is what kind of repercussion would happen if future Gohan was alive at the end of the history of Trunks, like part of the story? Like, what kind of repercussions would happen in a story with that? And then, of course, if you just look at just those shots based off of what we saw in the promo, imagine what else they can do. Like, for example, let's say Goku feuds with Gohan, you know, during a fight against Kid Buu, and or not Kid Buu, but Super Buu. There's so many possibilities and outcomes that could happen in the series that could be incredible. It's like literally answering the what-if questions that a lot of us have had in our entire lifetime. I mean, there's so many questions you have when you watch the Dragon Ball series, whether it be Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, or even Super, or even GT, or even the extended stuff. It's like, what if this happened instead? And again, this is the one thing we didn't get in Xenoverse 1, and I'm hoping that we get that this time around. I mean, the big question I had was, as I said in the other video a couple days ago, is when Xenoverse 1 was done, when I finished it, I was asking myself, what could they do next? Now, obviously, they can go back in time, or I guess in the next game, they can go back in time again and fix the timelines all over again, but I felt like, in a way, they'll be kind of redundant. I mean, playing the Dragon Ball Z main story over and over again is one thing, but then if they do literally the same thing that Xenoverse 1 had, it could only be so entertaining, I guess. But this way, being able to change timelines and experience the what-if questions that we always had in our time, in our life, would be something that I would love to see as a Dragon Ball fan. And that's actually a question I have for you guys. If that actually is the case with Xenoverse 2, would you guys like that or not? Now, the main reason why I decided to do this video in the first place is because after seeing that Trunks scene, I feel like that has to do with the rebirth of future Gohan. It has to do with something, whether it's him changing himself or going back in time and stopping the androids before they kill him. I feel like that's going to be him, his own internal struggle, his own decision to go back in time and save future Gohan, and then what happens next? Is future Gohan going to be a time patroller? Which, by the way, if future Gohan time patroller would be absolutely amazing. But you get the picture. Like, I think that'd be so cool as far as the story. Now, again, as far as what's planned in the story mode, I have no clue at all. I mean, this game just got announced a couple days ago. It's going to have more information revealed at E3 as well as this summer at Japan Expo, at Anime Expo, all that stuff, all the cons that are happening this summer. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of information, but for now, everything that exists online is pure speculation. I guess all we can really do at this point is wait, but I just kind of want to make this video to kind of gauge your thoughts and opinions and feedback of how you guys would feel if that was the case. And actually, here's the other question I have you guys. If you could pick one what-if scenario in the Dragon Ball Z story, what is that one story? With me, it's always going to be, what would have happened had Vegeta turned Super Saiyan against Frieza and killed him? would he be the next villain essentially? Because again, going back to how the Dragon Ball Z story played out, you know, the only reason why Vegeta became a good guy is because he went back to Earth. He wanted to become Goku's rival because obviously Goku became Super Saiyan and Vegeta wanted to basically push himself. But what if the opposite happens? If Vegeta goes Super Saiyan and he's still basically a bad guy technically, would he have killed Goku and then just became this crazy badass villain in the universe? Like, what would happen with that? And there's so many questions that I'm wishing this game actually would answer those what-if questions and let us experience it and relive them the way we did Xenoverse, but like the right way. Again, I'm not knocking the Xenoverse story. I loved the story. I thought it was cool and a cool, refreshing way to experience the story, but something that I really wanted in the past game was being able to change those things, not go back and fix those things so they happen the same way they're supposed to happen. Like, I want to go back and change the timeline and see what would have happened, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way. So what do you guys think about that idea for the story in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now again, as always, if I find out more information, and I guess I will find out more information, I will let you guys know. So make sure you subscribe, stay tuned if you're new here, and I will keep you guys in the loop as it happens, when it happens, and you guys be in the know. Don't be in the don't know. You don't want to be in the mystery don't know of the, you know, Dragon Ball world. You want to know what's going on. So make sure you subscribe. In fact, we're about to hit 300K. Our power level is over 300,000, which is exciting. So thank everybody for subscribing and being part of this channel, whether it be a day ago or for the past years. This is awesome. But overall, I'm excited for Dragon Ball, and I cannot wait to see what Xenoverse 2 has in store for us in this next game. So yeah, with that said, if you're hyped, make sure to leave a like right below. Any questions, comments, feedbacks, or ideas, speculations of your own, maybe something else you've noticed, feel free to drop your thoughts in the comment section below. But other than that, as always, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Rhymestyle, and I will see all you awesome Super Sandwiches in the comment section below. Peace.